Hi everybody, it's Richard here again and welcome to another video. This time I'm going to carry on with my little series of 20 LP tracks, and this time it's going to be the Jam. Now I've done David Bowie, I've done Elton John, so the Jam are my third choice, and I'm going to include B-sides in this as well. I ranked the Jam singles way back in 2019. It's actually the first singles ranking video I did, and I haven't touched them since, so this is a bit of fun for me. So 20 LP tracks stroke B-sides, and we'll get started. And at number 20, and the very first track off the very first album, it's Art School, which is fantastic opener with a 1, 2, 3, 4, and then just goes bang into about 2 minutes of punk rock basically. So that gets my number 20. At number 19, I'm going to give it to a B-side of When You're Young, and it's Smithers Jones, and it was written by Bruce Foxton. Bruce takes the lead on this, and then the end lead is taken by Paul Weller. Now this is the version I'm going for, not the LP version. The LP version is riddled with strings. This is a proper Jam song, and I always thought that this should have been on the Setting Sun's album, and the string orchestral version should have been the B-side. So that gives number 19. Number 18 is a very bouncy little mod number. I think it's actually under 2 minutes long, and it's Boy About Town from Sound Effects. Absolutely great. I love the drums in this. I just think it's a magnificent little song. And at number 17, it's the first track from the second side of Setting Suns, and it's Burning Sky, and it's one of Weller's Jam classics. I really like this LP. This is like a Going Underground type LP. It's that sort of Jam sound, and Burning Sky is a really good example of that sort of Strange Town, When You're Young, Eating Rifles type sound. So it gets number 17. And number 16, another B-side, and it's quite a simple little song, and it's Aunties and Uncles, the B-side of Bruce Foxton's News of the World. I've always loved it. I thought it was great. I know it's almost like a throwaway, but I really do enjoy this little number. So it gets number 16. At number 15, and we go back to Setting Suns again, and it's Little Boy Soldiers from side 1 on this album. And I like the way that it goes into like a little acoustic-y bit. It slows it all down, and then it starts building up again. It's a bit different to what they normally do. So that gets number 15. Number 14, and it is Dreamtime, the first song on side 2 of Sound Effects, and this one would fit really well on Setting Suns. It's a really good song, and I really do like the almost psychedelic feedback at the start. At number 13, and we have from All Mod Cons, we have The Place I Love, which I think is a great song, and I love the way it fades out and goes into A-Bomb and Water Street. It's just a really good mod number. And at number 12, we have from This Is the Modern World, and it is Life from a Window. And again, this is very different to what they normally do. It's a little bit more acoustic. I think it's a very 60s sounding song, with it's quite psychedelic as well. So that gives my number 12. At number 11, and I'm going to give it to, a lot of people think this was an A-side. It's not, it's a B-side. Well, it says B on the label anyway. The B-side of Going Underground, and it's The Dreams of Children, and this too is very psychedelic with the feedback. It's just a really, really good song. Now I believe this was going to be the A-side, and maybe they intended it right up to the last moment, or there was a pressing plant error, I don't know, but it's down as a B-side. So that gets my number 11. At number 10, also very psychedelic, and it's the B-side of Absolute Beginners, and it's Tales from the Riverbank, and I think this should have been a double A-side. This was also worked from a song called We've Only Started, but I do think that Tales from the Riverbank is a very moody piece, and I think it's really, really good. At number 9, and this is one many fans will probably think is crap, but I love it. and it's from The Gift, and it is The Planner's Dream Goes Wrong. This was the first song I ever heard off this album, apart from the Town Called Malice single. It was played on Radio 1 breakfast time by Mike Reid just before the album came out, and I thought this is absolutely brilliant, and whenever I bought the album it was the first song I played, and it still remains one of my favourites. I know a lot of people don't like it with the steel drums, but I think it's magnificent. The steel drums and the horns, I think it's a great song. At number 8, and from Sound Effects again, we have Like a Ballad, Monday, second song, side 1. Really good. Really like the rhythm guitar in this. Just an excellent song, and it's one that you would sing along to. At number 7, and probably their best B-side, well it is their best B-side in my book, and it's the B-side of Start, and it's the acoustic Liza Radley, and I think this is magnificent. A lot of people talk about That's Entertainment, but I think this is every bit as good. I actually prefer this song to That's Entertainment, and I would have loved this to have been on the Sound Effects album. At number 6, and from The Gift again, and we'll show this here so you know what The Gift looks like. This is just a card. Funny enough, I got about 5 of these in 1982 from my local record shop. They were promoting The Gift, and after the promotion had ended, he said, "Do you want these?" And I said, "I'll take them." And they remained in storage ever since, and I found them again. So at number 5, sorry, it's Ghosts, the second song on side 1. Really good song, and he does a very good version of it on the Tube, which is one of their very last performances. So I guess number 5, sorry, number 6. Number 5, and from All Mod Cons, it's In the Crowd, and again this is quite psychedelic. A lot of these are very psychedelic, especially the end of it where it really does go into almost a drug haze to freak out, but it's an excellent song. And funny enough, that same performance in the Tube they did In the Crowd as well. At number 4, I'm giving it to the opener of Setting Suns, and that's Girl on the Phone, which I think is magnificent. Even from the phone ringing at the start, I think it's just a really good punchy little jam number, and it's a brilliant way to open the album. Now at number 3 might be a bit of a surprise, but it's from their debut album, and my third favourite LP track by The Jam is I Got By in Time. I could have seen the Supremes do this. It's very Motowny, but a punked up version. I think it's absolutely fantastic, and I really do think this should have been the follow-up single to In the City. Okay, All Around the World's good, yes, and it should have been the third single, but I think this one, I Got By in Time, should have been released. And at number 2, and again it's from Setting Suns, and it's Thick as Thieves, and it's just about friends falling apart, but it's a really good song, and this follows Girl on the Phone on side 1. So my favourite Jam LP track, and I am cheating because if I say I'm going to use 2 songs, because you can't have one without the other, any Jam fan will know what I'm talking about, and it's All Mod Cons going into To Be Someone from the All Mod Cons album. I think this is absolutely brilliant. I love both of them. I love the both of them separately as well, but together it's magnificent. So that gets my best LP tracks for the Jam. Okay, so the Jam were a band I was really into from about 1981 to whenever they split in '82. I tried my best with the Style Council. I sort of convinced myself I liked them. I did like their singles. I wasn't too keen on their albums though, even though I wouldn't admit it. But for me, Paul Weller's best period of time has always been with the Jam, and they still sound really fresh today, and if I put on a Jam album I really do enjoy it. I will often make like compilation CDs for whenever I'm going to work. So okay, that's me for now. I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope to have another video quite soon. All the best now. Bye bye.